What's going on? I'm here with one of the most brilliant humans on earth. Neil, the problem is most people come to you and they want to ask you all about the brilliance that you know about. I want to know the human. I want to know the football fan. We are here at SoFi Stadium.
I'm a sports fan in general.
You're a sports fan.
At SoFi Stadium, I love it. I've never been in a stadium under construction, and everybody's busy doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see this when it's done. It's beautiful.
What's so fascinating to you about football?
Well, I just think sports in general is an interplay of physics and entertainment. And I like that. And at football, spin stabilized projectiles.
All of that.
Momentum transfer, kinetic energy.
Dear Johnny Hecker, our punter. Yep.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting facts that I don't think people think about. Like in a long pass,
yeah,
you know, the quarterback like rears up and throws it. The football's spinning, right? As it goes through its arc, the football actually does this and comes back down. So that the receiver, the ball comes straight into their hands. You'd think the ball, if it's just angled this way, it'll just sort of go up and then come down like this. But it actually follows its own arc.
That's because of the shape.
It's the aerodynamics of the shape, that's right.
Wild.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose from the early days, but it's a fact.
Josh Reynolds goes in on his feet, untouched.
So are you one of these football fans that's like, don't talk to me because I have to watch the aerodynamics of the football landing into Brandon Cooks' hands, or are you like tailgate guy? Are you smashing cans on your head?
No, I have never smashed a can of beer on my head.
We just had to get that on record.
Let the record show. An empty or a full can of beer have never been smashed on any part of my anatomy, okay? Let's just make that clear. No, I just like the celebration of, it's the ritual of coming together. In a way, it's tribal, but it's tribal for a very arbitrary reason. We all live in the same area, so now we're together.
Yeah.
So it's a reason to bring people together that in other situations might not find the occasion to be friends.
You're right. The real question that really separates sports fans, though, team ketchup or team mustard?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. We went there.
Oh, you got, no, don't give me, hold me back. Well, it depends. If it's a hot dog, I think you must consume it the way God intended, which is with mustard, of course.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yes, I'm so glad.
And now I'm a ketchup fan, and I might dip my hot dog in a little ketchup, but you gotta lay the landscape with the mustard.
Absolutely. So relish or sauerkraut, all that jazz.
Sometimes I will, but the mustard is if you don't put mustard on it, go home or buy something else.
Oh, you made so many people happy and so many other people very upset.
Plus, I got one more, okay? This argument about, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh,
okay,
please.
Here's the thing, you ready? I have an unorthodox answer to that.
Okay.
Why must it be anything other than good food to eat?
It's like a tater tot of French fry, same
and why must you constrain what something is simply by the vocabulary you have access to? Why can't things exist in a state for which you don't even have a word yet?
We're behind the hot dog.
Thank you. The hot dog is way out in front on your capacity to describe it.
Conversation done. Mic drop, close drop.
Because I think about words a lot, and I don't know if you know.
You taught me a lot of words today, Neil.
Just today. Just recently, I had a word adopted into the Oxford English Dictionary.
What was
my
the
first
word?
Manhattan henge.
Which?
Oh, that's the 2 days a year where the sunset aligns on the Manhattan grid. Makes for beautiful photographs, radiating to both sides of the street. And I first published a photo of it back in 2002. Now thousands of people stop traffic to photograph this, and it's now in the dictionary.
Oh, congratulations
Manhattan henge.
on
Thank you.
that.
My first word.
Wow, we've got to get some extra words. When you create the word for what a
Here's
hot
what I'm
dog
saying.
is.
You should never be constrained in thought simply by the words you have available to describe it. That's all.
I like that.
Live beyond the limits of your vocabulary.
That's a good point, because right now the only word that I have to describe one of our players, Aaron Donald, is alien, because he is like so extraterrestrial. He is so beyond what I physically see as a football player. So let's take Aaron Donald, living alien on Earth. But what would football look like on another planet?
Yeah, so if it has a different gravity,
Yeah.
then
You can throw out a planet. I'll let you choose this.
Well, yeah. So on Mars,
you know.
Mars has 40% of Earth's gravity. So you'd be much lighter.
That's
so when
great.
you run, your same muscles that have been trained to move your current body weight, since you weigh less on Mars,
Yeah.
your leaps will be much longer. Okay.
Wonderful.
But you have the same mass, so collisions will be the same.
Oh,
All right,
that's
on the
amazing.
field, collisions will be the same.
So Aaron Donald could like collide as tough of a guy he is on the D line. He will collide as hard, but
Yeah,
he
collisions
can jump
will all
further.
still be the same because the collisions are a mass thing. They're not a weight
Ah.
thing. That's right.
Wow. So
Yeah.
we should have football on Mars.
It would be fun.
It
No,
would be
definitely.
It would be a good thing.
Definitely. Now, if you did it on the moon, the problem is the game could still be interesting, but it would have no atmosphere.
How many times has he used that joke, guys? How many times?
But I got
has
you.
he-
I got you with it.
But we're just gonna add the sound effect there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the concept of? I think of an offensive line, a defensive line, two big guys, but one is like it's like leverage versus strength. What wins in that battle?
Yeah, it depends.
Back on Earth. Now we're back on
So we're
Earth.
back on Earth. So what matters often is where's your center of mass.
Oh, okay.
So if I come at you below your center of mass, that has a different effect than if I come at you above your center of mass. Give me a place to stand,
Right.
and I can move the world. This is Archimedes. In football, that's why does everyone get so low?
Low. You want the leverage.
Everyone is not just standing up straight. Everyone is getting low. Now, if you
That
want
would
to
be a
take me
very
out,
funny
you
game.
got to get below that.
Yes.
And if you're big and chunky, it's going to be harder for you to get below that. By the way, sumo wrestlers know this as well.
Here's the biggest question for me. You know, when it comes to the ambiance, though, of stadia, how does the ambiance, maybe of not being able to hear, affect a player's physical capabilities?
What I wonder, because in this stadium they're going to have a roof. It's plastic, so it won't be sort of acoustically reflective.
Yeah.
But I wonder, the sound won't be able to just leave and escape the way an open-top stadium would. So I wonder if it'll make it louder in here and what
Yeah.
effect that would have. Every stadium, we know, has its own personality. And that personality, you generally can't predict before a season gets underway. So I didn't know this about that.
Yeah.
There's like an acoustic hotspot over here.
Yeah.
Or this is a good spot over there. The sun is in your eyes.
Yes.
So over the years, you build a relationship with your home stadium. And then you learn how to exploit the home advantage that it confers upon you.
So we'll learn that next
Yeah,
season.
I don't think for
Okay.
now, I don't think it's obvious.
We've got to fill this place with fans.
With rebar sticking out. I don't know.
This isn't going to work so well.
Right.
This has its own personality right now.
Right.
Finally, the NFL is celebrating its 100 years.
Is that right?
Yes, this season. What do you see this game look like in 100 years?
That's a good question. Because the game is being influenced by technology.
Yeah.
Coaches and managers are monitoring their
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
so they know their health, their physiology,
Right.
how many steps they've
It's
taken.
insane.
So I don't know that the game will change as much as physically, as much
yeah.
as strategies
Yeah.
will change. Think about the day when the offense was the defense, was the kicking return, was everything.
Totally.
And they said, wait a minute, we can have a whole team that specializes in that. So that's a tactical decisions that change the game, and maybe that's what will happen in the future. But I don't think there'll still be men running into each other.
We'll still keep this game going.
There'll still be grunting.
All right, well, thank you for giving me all of this insight on the world of football and physics.
I don't claim to be the world's expert on football. I just think about physics and forces and energy and spin-stabilized projectiles.
I will never watch the game of football the same way again. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it.
Another quick thing. We have confirmed that the stadium is aligned north-south.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
How does that help us?
Well, it's just that if you have a long field goal,
Yeah.
the ball will drift to the right because of Earth's rotation. And a 50-yard field goal, it'll drift about 1/3 of an inch to the right.
Wow.
So
Do they need to know that? Should we let them know?
somebody should know that.
Just give them an edge a little bit?
Yeah. So what you want to do is, if it's gonna veer,
Yeah.
you want to veer it to the left so that the shift to the right will help you. Whereas if you veer to the right, the shift to the right could send it off off the goalpost.
Just in North-South stadiums.
In North-South Stadium. I mean, you get a little less of that effect if it's on a different angle. But it's called the
Wild.
Coriolis force. It's the same force that makes hurricanes rotate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere.
To all the kickers out there, you heard it here first.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Neil.
All right.